Oh buddy, Andy here again. Well, this is one of those questions videos. Don't do these that often, but it's for a guy in Sweden called the Swedish Lad. The guy's name is Martin. I've been meaning to do this video for a while and was reminded by a good friend of mine, Ken, who made a video about this and answered these questions yesterday. And I'll put a link to his video and the original one down below and post this as a response to the original one, like we used to do in the old days. My video will probably be quite similar to Ken's because we are of the same sort of age. We are pretty much the same sort of had the same sort of history on YouTube and that as well. So his is a very good video, and it's 13 minutes long, and this one will probably end up being about the same as well. But who knows? Let's get in there. Right, the first question. There's a series of 5 questions. The first question is, why do people vlog? Now, those who don't know me, who might be seeing this on Facebook or something and are friends with me in real life, or have just stumbled upon this, are probably thinking, what is vlogging and all that? Well, I've been doing this type of thing for the uninitiated since August 2006. Yes, that was a long time ago. It certainly is in vlogging terms. We were the early adopters, we were the pioneers, I suppose, and Ken was another one of those people. How I got into it, I stumbled upon the site of YouTube. I stumbled across a couple of people. Peter, Geriatric 1927, a very famous UK YouTuber who's now in his 80s, I believe. A bit of a big media storm about him when he first posted his first video at the time in 2006. And another guy called Renato, who doesn't actually post many videos nowadays. And I looked at this and thought, oh, I like the look of this, had a go at it, got the bug, kept doing it. And the reason I keep doing it now, as I mentioned in a recent video, in some ways, I like to talk, and I like to talk to people and have conversations with people. And I found that through doing this, inadvertently, you stumbled across like-minded people. You found, especially in the early days, and I don't like harking back, but it was a good period because we were, as I said, we were trailblazing in a way and meeting up with real like-minded people. And that's how I met the people that I did meet, and we'll come to that a little bit later. But I found that I liked doing this. Blow my own trumpet. I was pretty good at this. I could sit in front of a camera and start talking to myself, a bit like the DJing that I do on radio, and both of them complement and help each other in their own ways, and I think I've improved in both of them because of the other, if that makes sense as well. But as I said, I like to sort of put topics and ideas out there. I think of myself in some way, or I certainly have done recently, as a bit of a communicator. I like to put ideas out there, and people seem to like it. And the reason I keep doing this is because A, I enjoy it, but also because of the interaction that I get. I don't get anywhere near as many views, probably like most people now, especially vloggers, than I used to get. But the people who do watch and the people who do comment on the videos seem to enjoy what they see, what they hear, and they like the interaction, and I like the interaction, and they post very sensible and very good comments down below, probing questions, giving me more ideas for videos and that type of thing. So this is one of those things that I think I will keep doing for a long time. Lots of people have got their own different reasons for doing this. Some people do more like a diary type thing. I don't tend to do that. I tend to just think of a topic and launch into it and don't edit and all that type of thing. So I would suggest that anybody gives this a go. Some people will like it, some people won't. Some people will be better at it than others because they're self-conscious about talking into a camera or effectively talking to themselves and not wondering whether anyone's going to be out there. Doesn't matter, give it a go, because that's what we all did. All those people that are out there all those years ago and ever since who've given it a try, dipped their toe in the water and thought, actually, this is quite good. The second question, is vlogging real or fake? Well, as Ken mentioned in his video, yes, there are fake people. There are people who put on personas. Some people, the Renato character I mentioned earlier on, was a sort of a persona, a particular character. And also, once again, harking to what Ken said, is that we all tend to show a certain amount. Yes, you're seeing me here, this is me. It's not like a blog or something, or even an audio podcast where you're not actually seeing the person, you're not seeing the body language, you're not seeing the eyes or the face. This is more real in its own way because you can make an instant snap decision as to whether you think I'm a real person and I'm being real. We always hide things, but we do that in real life, in real conversations. We never put everything out there until except for those people who are very close to us. They're the only people who really know us. Once again, getting back to what I was saying in my previous video, maybe I'll have to put a link to that below now as well to keep talking about it so much. But there are people out there who are fake. There are fake accounts. Martin himself mentioned about the old Lonely Girl 15 episodes that happened way back. I think that was in 2006, with this whole series of videos was found out to be fake. I'm sure that that could happen elsewhere as well. I didn't really watch those videos, but I remember getting caught up and probably making videos about them at the time. And did it matter? I don't think it matters in some ways, but I don't like the deception element of it. And there are other elements of this as well. With the partnership program now, money has become a big thing here, you know, for good or for bad. I understand that Google want to try and recoup some of their investment into YouTube, but the money side of thing, and I think people said this years ago when it first started, as soon as money gets involved, people see those dollar signs or those pound signs or those euro signs or whatever it is in front of their eyes, and they change. They change their videos, they change the way that they make videos, the way that they edit videos, and that changes the whole nature. It becomes more fake. It isn't quite necessarily as real. That's why I'm not a fan of real edited videos. I tend to just turn on the camera and talk. If I make a mistake, stumble over a word or something like that, it doesn't matter. Yes, there are obviously occasions when I might do 2 or 3 takes of a video, but that's not very often. I'd rather you saw what it actually took to make the video instead of me chopping and changing. Some people who I like to watch as vloggers here on YouTube, but the videos annoy me because it's jump, 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 and you think, why do that? To me, that's where you're getting a little bit more fake than the realism that I particularly like. I understand people want the personas and that, no problem at all. But I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to vlogging. The third question, how well can you get to know someone through their vlogs? Ken once again made his points as well, is that I've got to know a lot of very good people through this. I've met quite a few people, and there are even people that I correspond with now in other places, in Facebook, on Twitter, private emails, that type of thing as well, who I feel that I know through their videos because they do this type of thing as well. And I know that if I was to meet them, that they would be as they appear to be on the screen while watching that. And that has been borne out for me and has been proven by the trips that I have done. I've been to America twice and done 2 very good road trips with people that I'd never met before. I'd only ever met through this particular site. I've met people in this country as well, and they've always turned out to be exactly as I expected them to be, because I felt that I got to know them through these videos. I looked into their eyes, I saw what they were like. They weren't trying to put on a persona or anything like that, and I've had some really, really good times. First trip I did was did Chicago and Nashville, and I went to the South Tube. I think it was the second South Tube down there, and we had a little convention. But the times I enjoyed the most were the times when it was just the 3 of us in a car talking, having a bit of a laugh, and just driving around, that type of thing, the actual road trip, and getting to know people properly rather than those sort of quick 5-10 minute bursts of conversation. Nothing wrong with that, but you do get to know people, and I knew that trip would be good. You go over there to America, you arrive at Chicago airport, and you are picked up by someone you've never met before in your life, you've never actually spoken to in your life in any way apart from through videos or something. That's a bit of a leap of faith, but I know a lot of people have done that, and I've done it since, when I went and did a road trip with Ken and with Kurt and Gary and Mark and Mike and Steve and Jason. I think that's all of them, up the west coast of America. And what a great trip that was, and all because of this site. They are people that I never would have met if it hadn't been for YouTube, and as Ken said as well, these have become lasting friendships. Yes, we don't see each other anywhere near as much as we would like to, but we correspond in one way or another through emails or videos or whatever it might be, and we've all branched off into different things as well, but that core of people are still there, and most of those people were the ones that I met in the pretty early days of YouTube, 2006, 2007, through video. So you certainly can get to know these people. Who are some of your favourite vloggers and why? Well, I've got a list here, but I will say now that some of those people that I used to know very well and used to make videos some of those people that I've travelled with and met in America or elsewhere don't make videos anymore. They've moved on to another place, or they just don't make them. They've gone into other spheres of photography or whatever it might be. As I said, I still correspond with them. I wish that they made videos, but they don't. So the people that I tend to watch now, and I'll say again, I don't make anywhere near anywhere near as many videos as I used to here, because we're all somewhere else, and you know, people link their videos, as I will with this one, onto Facebook or something like that, and we tend to watch them through that site rather than actually coming to YouTube itself to watch them. That's a fundamental change, I think. Right. Ken himself, a great vlogger. If you've watched the video, which will be below, one of those first people that I got involved with or was told about. Excellent video maker. Doesn't make enough videos, but there you go. Who does, I suppose. Oh, Kurt, which is someone that Ken mentioned, one of the first people that I really got interested in, shall we say, whose videos really got me, I think, when I was on YouTube searching around, and we sort of built up a bit of a friendship through that, and he introduced me to other people, Ken being one of them, I believe, and then we met up, thankfully, in Los Angeles a couple of years ago. As Ken said, he makes great little videos, and they're always interesting. And you know, the mark of a good video maker, I think, is when you see a person's videos come up in your subscription list, it's which ones you go to first, and Ken is always one, and Kurt for that matter. Either of those two are the sort of two that I would certainly go to first. Third one on my list is a guy called Michael, over there in Los Angeles, another guy I was lucky enough to meet when I was over there. I just love him because of he's got a certain style to him. I don't know what it is, he's a natural, as just about all these people on here are natural vloggers, I think. Just sits there and talks about pretty mundane things. Yesterday I watched a video of his where he was actually talking on the telephone to someone, actually having a conversation with someone on the telephone, but it still amused me. I think great stuff. Ken mentioned Rich, The World According to Rich, who got me through to this particular video as well. Someone of interest to me because he's starting out, well, I suppose he was 2 years ago, and time moves on nowadays very quickly, but he is starting out on this, and it's interesting to watch what he's doing, because he's sort of taking this to another level. I think he's doing his interviews, he's really exploring this, so it tends to makes it interesting. This is something that interests me, so I watch his videos, and entertaining they are too. Ken mentioned A3, Margaret, over there in San Francisco area, I believe. She's in her 80s now, I believe. A wonderful video maker who's done so much during her life in lots of different spheres of art, and video making was just the latest one. Very creative person, and a wonderful human being by the looks of it as well, and I really enjoy her videos. Another one, Timido66, I think it's 66, I meant to check that one. Van, who's I think she's in Dallas, Texas, good friend of Mick Musing, and they bounce back and forwards off of each other and do some wonderful videos together when they get around to meeting up. But she's another one of those natural video makers. Last year she did a video every day for the whole of 2011. That takes some doing, but each one of those was worth watching, and that's even harder to do. 21st Century Cat, Steve, a guy I was lucky enough to meet and travel with over there in America, and I've met a couple of times since over here in the UK. A very good friend, and a wonderful video maker, makes a lot of comedic videos. He does some good vlogs as well when he gets around to it. But having met him and having travelled with him in America, and I'm sure Ken and Kurt and the other guys would say, that guy has got so many ideas. He was directing us all over the place and coming up with different ideas all the time. Wonderful stuff. And other people that I don't think are necessarily vloggers, there's a couple over here called Dan and Dan Films. Musician, well actually there's actually one person, but it's very clever the way they split screen it and all this and write songs, and I've been watching their videos for a number of years now. Very, very amusing videos, topical generally, very well done as well. And the last one I mentioned is a guy called Jerry, Comic Hero, who's over there in the Philippines, and he's a comic book artist. See all these different people doing all these different things, and you can meet them on a site like this. He doesn't make as many videos as he used to, but some of his vlogs are hilarious, and he's just got a certain sort of style to him. Once again, a complete natural. The last question quickly, as I realise how long I've been talking, but I knew this would happen. Do you know of any vlogs that were fake? I'm sure there were, apart from the obvious Lonely Girl 15, there must be some out there, but I don't go searching for videos that much, and if they are fake and I think they're fake, I'll just stop watching somebody. And if I find that I think someone's moving towards that fakeness, as I said earlier, because of the partnership and because of the money, they're changing their videos, then the unsubscribe button is very useful sometimes. I want realism, I want sort of purist vloggers. Yes, entertainment is great, but I can get entertainment anywhere. If it's worth watching, great, but if I think it's someone just doing it for the money, then I tend to turn off or not watch in the first place. So I'm sure there are fake videos out there. There's bound to be, isn't there? There's probably fake people who do this type of thing, and once again you find out at a later time, especially if they're raking in the cash, which isn't that easy to do, believe me. I've been a partner for a number of years and hasn't got me very far, as I think Ken said. But anyway, there you go. That's 5 questions and it's taken 15 odd minutes to answer them. What do you expect from someone like myself? So I'm going to be here for, I've been here for, getting on for 5 years now. I'm sure, hopefully I should be here for another 5 years. I sort of get spurts of enthusiasm. I don't make anywhere near as many videos as I think I ought to make, because I come up with topics and I've got things written down all over the place. Some people might find that hard to believe, but believe me, I could make a lot more videos than I do. But anyway, best of luck, Martin, the Swedish lad, with your little project. Sounds very interesting. I look forward to the results, and I hope you might have been able to grab something out of this ramble. Thanks for your time. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.